Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Breaking news, people. I've been sanctioned. Yeah, I've been sanctioned. Why? Because I'm a Chelsea supporter. Yeah, and soon all of you are going to get sanctioned too. Why? Because we support a club that's owned by Abramovich. Okay, I've not been sanctioned. But that's the logic being applied by the British government, because we've got more news. We've got more news, and just as you begin to think, maybe the British government have begun to understand that what they've done hasn't actually done anything. Yeah? They go and then they get the dessert to their main course, basically. Let me show you what has happened. Here it is. The British government said it has sanctioned Chelsea Football Club director Eugene Tenenbaum in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The article goes on to talk about how not just him, but two people, including him, have been sanctioned. So the British government said on Thursday it had sanctioned Chelsea Football Club director Eugene Tenenbaum in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Tenenbaum will be subject to an asset freeze as well as transport sanctions, meaning that any ship or aircraft owned, chartered, controlled or operated by him could be detained if it enters Britain. Britain also sanctioned Davidovich, a cool name, an associate of Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich. He'll be sanctioned for the same things as well. For both men, it gave the reason for being sanctioned as their close association with Abramovich, who has already been sanctioned by Britain. Well, in that case, you might as well just sanction all of us. Sanction us, sanction Tuchel, sanction Marina, sanction Mason Mount, sanction everybody at this rate. This is ridiculous. This is dumb. This is just stupid. And at this point, it probably means that now we not only have the owner, but we have an operating director at Chelsea Football Club that is now actually sanctioned. You know, so this just puts things into a little bit more of a mess for Chelsea Football Club. It's not new. And you know what? Down the line, you know, when you put things into logic, you look at the way that Chelsea got eliminated from the Champions League. It was unfortunate, but if we had made it, you know, would we have had a smooth sail route to the final? If we'd made the final, would we have a smooth sail route to lifting the trophy? With the fact that Chelsea Football Club have been dragged through the mud in this sort of manner, which hasn't had any impact on the conflict. Let's have it right. You know what's going on at the moment. Chelsea suffering like this has not done anything for anyone, except Chelsea Football Club. So crazy. Anyway, that's the latest on the fact of sanctions. And yeah, you know, if this keeps going, Boris is going to sanction all of us because we are Chelsea supporters. But anyway, let's move on to the ownership situation and what has happened in regards to Todd Boehly's bid, because there is news. So we've heard about the Ricketts and the fact that they're now backing themselves up with a British-born Indian director / entrepreneur / very rich man right, whose name was brought up in the Panama Papers. If you remember the Panama Papers, he was involved in some dodginess. Much like, as I've said already, all of these big dogs at the top are all involved in dodginess. Let's be real. So if you reckon that you're supporting a club who is operated by someone clean, okay, I've got a beachside property in central London to sell you. Yeah, if you understand, you understand. But anyway, here's the latest from Todd Boehly's campaign. Here it is. Exclusive. Clear Lake Capital, a Santa Monica-based investment firm, would own a 50% stake in Chelsea Football Club if a bid spearheaded by Todd Boehly, the LA Dodgers part owner, wins the battle to buy the Blues. The deadline for final offers is today. This goes on to say in the article, as to what would be going on, it does go on to mention that, yes, this Californian investment firm would become the largest shareholder, but Mr. Boehly would have operational control of Chelsea. So if we look at in terms of who's involved, here it is. A source close to the situation said that Mr. Bowley himself would own a significant minority stake at the club, with his co-investors Mark Walter, Hans-Jorg Wyss, and the London property developer Jonathan Goldstein also owning minority shareholding. There is also his colleague over at the LA Dodgers. I forgot his name, but he's going to be involved in the bid as well. Significant minority shareholder would be Todd Bowley, but the majority or the largest shareholder would be Clear Lake Capital, owning 50%. Now, there's a few people that I've seen, and rightfully so, because I thought the same, who were going a bit mad and saying, okay, no, this changes things. Because if Todd Bowley comes in now, it's not technically Todd Bowley that's owning the football club. It's Clear Lake Capital, an investment firm who are running the football club. I get that. And I thought the same. I first heard this and went, okay, well, this is getting a little bit weird now, a little bit bad. Because Todd Bowley, who we thought would be running it, wouldn't be. Because let's have it right, he's going to be outnumbered by Clear Lake Capital, who would own half of the club. They would have the big say at the end of the day. Now we've come to learn that there will be some sort of an agreement in place. Todd Bowley is the one spearheading this and leading this bid. He has allowed Clear Lake Capital to be able to have a bid like this. Why? Because they're the ones that are coming with the most money to invest into the club. But there is an agreement between the two parties, Todd and Clear Lake Capital, that we're going to allow you to have this much because you're bringing this much to the table, but on one condition: Todd Bowley is the one spearheading all of this and will be the one leading this bid. And should Chelsea be successful, it's his say in terms of how Chelsea Football Club gets run, despite you having the biggest share. I hope that makes sense. Now, that reassured me. I heard that and I was like, okay. If they've agreed to that and they get all of that on paper, which they will, because you don't get deals like this happening just by word. You know, this isn't Harry Kane and Daniel Levy, who promised him of a move away from Tottenham just by word. You know what? I give you my word. Yeah, I'll give you my word. Yeah, when we get to the summer, you can go. See you later. And then it reaches summer and he's like, I didn't say anything. No. Have you got it in writing, Harry? No. Well, shut up and go and train. You know, if there isn't a thing like that happening, which there won't be, right? It will all be on contract. It will all be on paper. It will all be an agreement. Then we've got nothing to worry about. So I just want to let you know, chill. The one thing that we have to be concerned about, if you are concerned, if you're not, you're not, that's up to you. But we know that the two front runners are the Todd Bowley consortium and the Ricketts. It depends who's going to win now. There's no certainty of who it's going to be. It's pretty evident to think that, yes, the Ricketts have the advantage in terms of the Rain Group, Bruce Buck, things happening behind the scenes. Seems like they've got everything in shape and, you know, they are a very strong contender, if not the favourites. Todd Bowley is up there too. But we're going to see. Final bids are in today, so they might already be in. Who knows? We'll see what happens tomorrow. If we have news, I will let you know of the latest situation, and I'll give you my thoughts on that. But that's the latest with Chelsea Football Club. Let's dive away from Chelsea for a bit, because we've spoken about Chelsea a lot. Champions League semi-final yesterday. As much as I don't want to talk about the Champions League, because Chelsea aren't in it anymore. But unbelievable semi-finals. I mean, Liverpool 3-3 against Benfica. Just when you thought Benfica would be able to come back and do something that Chelsea tried to attempt in Real Madrid and almost did, we thought Benfica had the same task. Would they be able to do it against Liverpool? Scoring 3 at Anfield's not easy, so fair play Benfica. Despite them going out, Liverpool cruise into the semi-final where they will be playing Villarreal. But the highlight of the night last night was Atletico Madrid against Manchester City. And Manchester City, I have to commend them doing it the dirty way. You know, they defended. They tried to just keep the result. They did. They were threatened on a few occasions, especially towards the end. But when it all kicked off and you could see Atletico was starting to lose their marbles, I mean, unbelievable. The whole Phil Foden saga, the whole Jack Grealish saga, Jack Grealish and the other... Jack Grealish and I think a couple of lads got into a fight in the tunnel and police got involved. I mean, it was nuts. That's how crazy it went. But Atletico going down to 10 men. You could see like Simeone sarcastically clapping. I mean, it was the ingredients of just everything you expect when you see Atletico Madrid playing a game that they have to win, right? But Manchester City make it. And I have to say, when Suarez came on towards the end, I was watching that and thinking, Atletico are going to score. They're going to score. You could see them throw the kitchen sink, the living room, the building, right, at them. And they almost did. There were 3 big clear-cut chances in those last 5 minutes where I'm like, they're going to do it. This is going to go to extra time. But John Stones gets in the way. Shots go wide. Ederson decides to pull off a weldy. I mean, it just wasn't going in. So Manchester City find themselves in the Champions League semi-final. Congrats to them. They deserve it over the 2 legs at the end of the day. I suspect, now we've got England versus Spain. I'm going to give you my prediction and let me know in the comments what you guys think. I reckon, despite it being England versus Spain, Man City versus Real Madrid, Liverpool versus Villarreal, I am going with a Man City-Liverpool final. And I'm not just saying that because, we know English and Premier League is the best and all of that. I know Ancelotti tried to say it's good for Spanish football because everyone talks about English football. My prediction, Carlo, with all due respect, and yes, you're right, there are 2 Spanish teams in the semi-final. Villarreal, no one expected. If they pull off a miracle, they'd be doing what Porto done under Jose, if you remember. That hasn't been seen in a long time. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. They knocked out Bayern Munich. I just don't think either Spanish team's going to trump City or Liverpool. And I think we're going to have I have to say, even as a Chelsea fan, we'll be there next season. But I think we're going to get one of the most fascinating ends to a season between 2 teams for all competitions, right? In terms, Liverpool have got the Carabao Cup already. There's the Premier League between Manchester City and Liverpool. There's the Champions League, which I think is going to be between Manchester City and Liverpool. If it was to be a final, that would be unbelievable. And then you have the FA Cup final. Now, we have the chance to spoil the party here, yeah? We have the chance to be that guy that walks into a party when there's 2 hours left and is going to make himself the big deal. Right? He's going to steal the show, steal the thunder. We have an opportunity to do that by beating either Manchester City or Liverpool on at the FA Cup final if we make it past Crystal Palace. So fingers crossed we do. We'll see what happens Sunday. I will give you another video tomorrow. Make sure you guys are tuned in for that. And then on Saturday, whilst we watch Manchester City versus Liverpool, should I do a watch along for that? Let me know in the comments if you want to see a watch along for that. Will I be free for that actually? I could be, depending on what time it kicks off. I need to go and see what time it actually starts. I'll keep you posted. But Sunday is the game. So Saturday I'll be dropping my preview for Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. And then on Sunday, watch along for that 100%. So I'll see all of you tomorrow for a brand new video. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. And I'll see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. In a bit. Take care. And peace.